Back in the 80s when A Nightmare on Elm Street first launched, Freddy Krueger wasn't just a one-note punchline. He actually invoked terror in audiences. But somewhere along the way, he lost that charm. Hi, I'm YouTube's popeyJN, this is Beyond the Screen, and today we're gonna look at the weird kind of turn of Freddy Krueger.
It's time to put this bad dog to sleep.
When Nightmare on Elm Street first launched, Freddy Krueger was the embodiment of the nightmare. He was this kind of boogeyman that could get you in the one place where you should feel the most secure, that being your dreams.
Please, God.
This is God.
That idea from Wes Craven, focusing on the psychological aspect, was something so new in the horror genre it made Freddy Krueger an instant icon. But over time, Freddy Krueger just got less scary with each film. The more fame he got, the less terrifying he was. And this is one of the most interesting character studies in horror because Freddy Krueger didn't just lose all of his appeal and his horror characteristics overnight. It was this weird, gradual shift that turned him from horror icon into kind of a dark comedic figure. Slowly over time, the character just became a victim of his own success. The bigger and more recognizable that Freddy got, the less he kind of had that impact on audiences. And it moved solely towards his personality and being this one-note kind of punchline figure that delivered these quip one-liners.
Do you think I'm your daddy? Bon appetit, bitch! Welcome to prime time, bitch! I'll get you, my pretty, and your little soul, too!
In the original film, Freddy Krueger is genuinely terrifying, and the reason for that is that he's not on screen a lot, and he's unpredictable. He was something new, and the film just treated him like this weird boogeyman figure that he should be treated as. And I think what made him one of the most interesting characters is that he preyed on you in such an unpredictable way. You think of the dream landscape whenever you have dreams, whenever you have nightmares, how logic kind of goes out the door. And Freddy just uses that to his advantage, which made him so unique and so original.
Tina?
And at this point, I just gotta say, God bless you, Wes Craven. I mean, in the first movie alone, walls stretch with Freddy Krueger, bodies contort in ways that you've never seen before, and everyday things in the house become potential booby traps. That makes him so terrifying. But once Freddy Krueger becomes kind of an icon after this first movie, they start to tweak his personality and shift away from having him just kind of be a side character and this boogeyman, more or less, that only shows up here and there, to being the most kind of center point of the series. And once he became commercialized, I mean, at some points he was the posters for everything, there was merchandise out the wazoo, there were action figures, there was everything you can think of. It was Freddy Mania. But because he became such a recognizable character, he kind of lost the horror aspects to audiences. Audiences didn't see him as this boogeyman figure anymore. They just saw him as this kind of dark, twisted comedic figure. And I think they also just diverted too much from what made that original film that Wes Craven directed and envisioned so good. Freddy had a personal connection to all of his victims. If you think about it, everything is centered around crimes that Freddy supposedly committed when he was alive, and the parents cornered him, torched him, and burnt him to death. So as a revenge, he comes back and preys on all of their children. That gives Freddy motive, that gives him this reason to be there. But in the sequels, he kind of just shows up to random people. There's no rhyme, there's no reason. He just kind of shows up to anyone. I don't know why. Do you know why? But the conclusion of this, and what really happened to Freddy Krueger, is maybe just audiences became too comfortable with the character. And as a result, all of the horror just kind of drained out of him. And what was left was the comedy side. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Beyond the Screen. I want to hear your thoughts down below on the Freddy Krueger of the first film versus the Freddy Krueger in the later installments. Did you notice that tonal shift? What are your memories with this series? Let me know down below. Thank you guys as always for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one.